All right. Okay, so we're back here for game two. This one is against an opponent that looks like they're going to be playing a very artifact-heavy deck. So I've got a really nice curve here. I've got plays on turns 1, turns 2, and turns 3, and then both of my turn 2 and turn 3 plays actually get stronger as the game goes on. I'm going to probably want to use the Fiery Impulse to kill a creature that he plays on his first turn, because I'm not going to have the mana for it later on. But other than that, my game plan is pretty simple. I'll keep this hand, and we'll see how she goes. My opponent's on the play. Does he have a turn 1 play that I can burn? No, he does not. That's unfortunate. Okay, and we keep drawing more top end, so I like that. We're just going to play everything on curve. Play our Pyre Charger on turn 2, our Phoenix on turn 3, our Elemental on turn 4. Oh, okay, this is going to work out really well for us. So Steel Overseer is a really nice card. It's modern playable, probably the best card in my opponent's deck. And if it stayed around, it would probably be really tough to beat. As things go, though, I'm just going to be able to wait until it comes into play and immediately kill it using Fiery Impulse to stop any nasty shenanigans. That's probably going to put a real damper on my opponent's game plan. So that worked out quite well. Alright, my game, on the other hand, keeps getting more interesting as I get more options. I've drawn kind of perfectly based on the hand I had. I'm going to be able to get in for 1 point of damage here with the Pyre Charger. And at this point, world's my oyster. Whatever. Oh, not if I press the wrong button. Okay, I hit skip attack there. So that's an extra point of damage that I missed. Still getting used to this game's interface, unfortunately. He's got a 2/2. The clause on this card is interesting. When it dies, each player draws a card. I have to kind of weigh whether I think a card for me or a card for my opponent is better. As the game goes later, I think a card for me is going to be better. That's just based on what I saw in that first match. I think I'm more the late game deck. But honestly, I don't know what's going on with my opponent's artifacts over there. I could be wrong. Either way, I am totally okay just murdering this thing here. So we're going to cast Flames and Firebrand. We're going to deal 2 points of damage to it. Now I misclicked and I cast this card wrong last time. Let's see if I can make sure I get it right this time. Please do. Yeah, there you go. Okay, cool. So his creature dead, we both draw a card. I very much like my card. I've got plays for days now. All these hasty, big damage creatures are going to be great. I will get in a single point with my my Elemental here, Pyre Charger, and be ready next turn to start deploying these big creatures. Now, I really haven't seen much as to what my opponent's deck can do. It's obviously playing some value artifact creatures, but I don't know if those are going to start synergizing with each other or making tokens or what. Another Rune Servitor just doesn't scare me at all. Okay, my turn here. Ooh, very nice. I've got 2 options. Option 1 is to play the Fire Fiend Elemental and attack with it. Option 2 is to play the Chandra's Phoenix, attack with both creatures, and be willing to pump my Pyre Charger in order to kill the Rune Servitor. I'm worried that if I don't deploy the Fire Fiend Elementals, he's going to have blockers for them pretty darn quickly. At the same time, now that I've got Chandra's Fury, the Phoenix is a little bit better, and I don't mind getting it out there more quickly. So let's go with the Phoenix plan. We'll attack with both of our creatures. And we'll see if he's willing to take the trade with the Pyre Charger here. He's not. Oh, whoa, okay, just caught that. He doesn't want to trade off, so I'm just going to pump my Pyre Charger deal 4 damage to my opponent. And I think we're pretty good on the aggro plan. Now, best case scenario for me here is that my opponent decides that he's happy to attack in with his servitor. He does. And yeah, I take the 2 damage. So that's an interesting situation there. Like, he doesn't know that I've got these elementals in hand that are going to punish him for giving up an extra blocker. If he did, he probably wouldn't make that attack. But at the same time, a human opponent against a deck like mine is going to assume some hasty creatures. So that's just a weakness that the AI opponent has that a human probably wouldn't. As it is, he does have a blocker in the form of this Ram Roller, which might end up trading with my elemental, but that still means that my my Phoenix at the very least is getting in for damage, so no worries there. Cool, more big creatures. Alright, so I'll play the Mountain, I'll play an Elemental, and I'll go to attack. Now, I'm going to attack with my Pyre Charger. This is going to allow him a free chump block. He's going to be able to block with his Ram Roller, and there's nothing I can do to stop the Ram Roller from just killing the Pyre Charger. If he does that, though, it means that he's letting my Renowned creature hit him in the face, which is going to increase his power and toughness, so I don't mind at all if he chooses to. I hit the skip attack button. Oh, shoot. Okay, I had really good attacks there, and I just skipped right over them, so that's too bad. But yeah, now what I'm going to do. Now, hopefully I don't lose on account of him playing a bunch of big artifacts in a row. I still think I'm in very good position overall. This Phoenix is just very difficult for him to stop. He's probably going to turn this Primal Clay into a 2/2 flyer, I would imagine. Which is going to, yeah, to a 2/2 flyer. Which is going to be able to blank my Phoenix for a turn. I'm just going to make this block here. I wouldn't have been making this block if I made the attack, but as it is, I've got no problem keeping his board small when I've got the kind of things in hand that I do. Okay, so that worked out well. I'm going to play the Manic Battle. It's going to kill his Primal Clay. I'm going to attack with everything. And yeah, I'm getting rewarded here for my bad non-attack last turn. I mean, I'd be doing good in either case, but my opponent's board is now just getting smaller and smaller. Let's see if he even thinks it's a good idea to block. He does think it's a good idea to block. Okay, well, I'll pump my Pyre Charger so that it can trade off with the Servitor. Both my opponent and I will draw a card. My opponent might even let me make a land drop that I wouldn't have made otherwise. Wouldn't that be grand? No, but he's going to give me a young Pyromancer, so that's probably even worse. So I expect for the rest of the game my opponent to continue to just play big artifacts. And that's all well and good. It's just not going to matter. I've just got way too much gas in the tank here. He's not going to be able to deal with. Alright, so let's see. If I attack with both, he can't block the Phoenix, it's in the air. He can block the Vandal with either the Courier or the Bonded Construct. At that point, I can cast Chandra's Fury, which will either kill the Bonded Construct before it can kill my Vandal, good for me, or will, in concert with the Vandal, allow me to kill the Ram Roller, good for me. So I just have good attacks no matter how he blocks, and if he doesn't block at all, even better. I get to deploy one of my big creatures. I am going to make sure that I actually attack this time, of course. And let's see which of his 2 bad blocks he makes. Alright, so he blocked with his larger creature, which means that I'm going to kill his entire board this turn by casting Chandra's Fury, targeting him. This deals 1 damage to each of his creatures, instantly killing the Beaumont Courier, and it's putting enough damage on the Ram Roller that I can kill it with my Vandal. he has a 3/3 that gains him 3 life when it dies. Well, maybe we'll just never kill it then. Another mountain for me. Leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 land. That's enough to cast any 2 of my spells. Well, Young Pyromancer or any other one of my spells. Before any of that, though, let's attack in with the Phoenix. Dropping my opponent to 4. He's dead in 2 more hits from this Phoenix, even if he plays other blockers, unless he can get a flying blocker out. We can deploy the Young Pyromancer. And the Fire Elemental. The reason we're not playing this Elemental is because we can play it next turn, and with its haste ability, it's going to be able to attack. Whereas if we play the Fire Fiend Elemental this turn, and then the Fire Elemental the turn after, it wouldn't be able to attack. So that's just basic sequencing. Our opponent has more blockers, sure, in the form of a Chief of the Foundry. That's all fine. And it's our turn. Okay, so yeah, this card just wins us the game. We have Spell Mastery because we have 3 instants and or sorceries in our graveyard, which means that I can cast this for a total of 6 mana to deal 4 damage to the one that doesn't gain life, to the Chief of the Foundry, which will also deal 4 damage to my opponent. If I dealt the 4 damage to the Chief of the Foundry, my opponent would end up at 3 life after the full transaction, I think. Or does this trigger? Oh no, this is a triggered ability, so my opponent would be dead before it finished resolving. So it doesn't matter which one I kill, but I'll kill this guy, and that will end the game. Alright, 2 rounds down. 1 more, I think, in this video.